Being politically correct.
This is all right. Yeah, we're making sure everyone has their distance.
And we can still see Chris.
And we can... Hey, Chris, you live back there?
Chris is alive.
Man.
Chris came in packing today.
We're sitting with the commoners down on this level today.
It is. It feels nice to be down
with... talent.
It feels nice to be down with the people.
Yeah, all of you. Good morning. So, hey, if you're on Facebook, do us a favor. Please give this a share.
Hold on.
Oh, did it? Okay. Well, we'll give it a shot here and see what happens. Live video interrupted. So, real quick, tell them a little bit about what we're winning in the COVID race.
Oh, the COVID race, the COVID-19 race. It just came out today. It was on the internet, so it's true. Texas is leading America.
Yeah. So
it's been a long time.
Since before.
But you know what I did notice, though? If I was going to contribute to the BYOB environment, and I brought something that was from the last time that I had a drink, there's a bottle of Boone's Farm in the back. So I'm here with some Strawberry Hill to contribute to the silliness that will be.
Some Strawberry Hill, huh?
Yeah.
Oh.
So Travis has got a watch party. Travis Trevino came over from
See the hand back there?
BFE, Texas.
That's Fort Worth.
The other side of Fort Worth.
Other side of Fort Worth.
Yeah. So he made a hell of a commitment to come over here.
I think
so we
Facebook's
appreciate
back
that.
up. Go ahead and give us a
Facebook's
check.
live.
So we're talking Coronas today, and not the virus. We're talking another type of Corona, which are...
Yeah, so we're just going to talk about the Corona size and some really, really good Corona cigars. For those of you that are out there that are listening, that have watched everything on Netflix, and now you're giving us your time this morning,
right?
Let us know how many of you are regular Corona smokers. I've become a very regular Corona smoker and a Corona Gordo smoker, because we all know that the smaller the ring gauge, the more the wrapper you get.
We don't all know that. So this is kind of the tip of the day on the front side of things.
Tip of the day.
Why would you smoke good morning, Volkan. Why would you smoke a Corona versus a Toro versus a Churchill versus any other size? What does that offer that the others do not?
Well, mainly about 40 to 50% of the flavor is the wrapper. So the larger the ring gauge, the more diluted the wrapper gets by other tobacco that's in the equation. So you've all heard us talk about our 1880 Lancero, and when we tasted the original Casa Turen 1880, we knew that we had to have that cigar to Lancero. Why? Because the wrapper is so good that we wanted to make sure that we have less impact and a higher ratio of wrapper to filler and binder. Mm-hmm. By doing that, we get a more full flavored, more complex, and a more complex smoke. So what you get with a Corona, and Coronas you'll see, they oftentimes they'll vary in size a little bit. This is the Padron number 6, which was number 2 in Cigar Aficionado's top 25 this year. Small cigar, now it is box pressed, but I would even put it, even though it's a little bit larger ring gauge, I would still put it in that Corona category. And then you'll also notice that there are, this is the new Espinosa Oscuro. It is a Corona Gordo box press, and you'll notice that this is a Corona Gordo, this is a Corona Gordo.
What's that? That's a Corona.
And this is a Corona. So that you'll notice that in that category of product, there are different sizes. Tatuajes, that's that Corona Gordo, a little bit bigger ring gauge. So
at the end, when it comes down to it, the reason why you'd smoke a cigar with a smaller ring gauge or a smaller kind of diameter, is because you're going to get more of the wrapper flavor and less of the filler flavor or filler strength. Oftentimes what happens is as you kind of largen that size up, particularly with a 60 or a Gordo, you lose so much flavor from the wrapper that they end up having to put just Ligero, they have to put the tobacco in there with power that gives you the sensation of flavor without actually giving you that flavor. So
this, I mean, we have often found that when we review cigars, we're always really working from either a Lancero or a Corona Gordo, and I'm finding myself, I love Lanceros.
Good morning, Darren.
And I know a lot of you guys love Lanceros out there. We sell a ton of Lanceros, but the Lancero is a much longer cigar. Mm-hmm. People have realized that the flavor that you get out of it is absolutely incredible. But a Corona Gordo gives you that opportunity to have that that flavor that you would get in a lot of Lanceros, but you're not going to have the time commitment.
Yep. And can I
So-
can I admit something here just for a second? I don't like Lanceros. I'm not a Lancero guy
Why?
because it feels like a really long cigarette. And if I was going to smoke a real long cigarette, I'd just do it Corella Deville style with a long plastic deal. Put my fur on, chinchilla.
It sounds to me like you need to admit something else.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
You
like
raise-
you want to
like
become
how you raised me.
You want to become more into Broadway dancing.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I like the glitz and glamour. So
Well,
does that make me
clearly.
gay? Maybe you're gay.
Hey, maybe your pinky's out for a
Good
reason.
morning to everybody who's signing in. Sean Ratz, Frank, what's up?
Distretto's
Coffee.
in.
We have
Cigar Block is in.
we have a blend on right now that is Nicaraguan and Mexican blend. Thank you for pre-blending that for us. It's drinking well, smoking well with it's pairing well with this cigar that I am smoking.
What do we got?
If you're,
Adrian
on,
is-
if you're on our Facebook, please give this a share. We appreciate it. All of you that came in, apologize for the issues.
How many things do we have going on here? 1, 2,
Enough
3, 4,
things.
5, 6.
Legion's in the house, OGs, and we've got the gong in the house.
I
So
think you can try that. We have
this is not recommended by the CDC.
we're father and son. We can share whatever viruses we want.
Then I'm pretty sure I'm an heir to your estate, just in case things go wrong. So I think I'm gonna be fine.
We'll be fine. God damn, that's good.
This is good too.
The Crux Guild, by the way.
Okay, so let's talk about the guild for
Holy
a second.
cow! The Crux Guild is what is going on with that?
Okay,
That cigar is
so this uses
spectacular.
this is an Ecuadorian Habano wrapper they use. It's got some Nicaraguan binder filler on the inside. I'll tell you right now, the Guild is one that I've enjoyed for a long time.
Long time.
Back when it was kind of a navy, it even had kind of like this green look to it.
Yeah.
This cigar smokes like a.
But what's interesting is when you talk about the components that are in it, it shouldn't be as buttery creamy as it is. You know, with the Nicaraguan tobaccos, typically going to have a little more punch. Our friend Doug Heisler is out fishing this morning, and he sent me a picture, and he has a box of the old school Guilds sitting on the seat of his
With
skeeter
that.
boat, and he's out there limiting out already. So
And I don't know. If
this is, and the cigar I stole from you is the
Thank you,
Tabernacle, is the Foundation Tabernacle CT142. Again, we're smoking smaller ring gauge cigars that the flavor is so upfront. This cigar has a very rare Havana seed, Cuban seed, grown in 2 fields in Connecticut. It took 36 months to age this wrapper, but once they came out the other side of that aging, it becomes just beautiful. But man, it's just, but you know, let me just tell you, there's something else you should really try during these times of uncertainty that we have, and we've got to live, right? We've got to live. Smoke 2 cigars at one time, and really find out and realize how different cigars are.
Yeah.
A lot of people just taste the cigar and they taste something, and
rolled by the Milano guy. Correct?
it is. I'm telling you, when you smoke 2 different cigars, and a couple of Coronas is great because it'll take about the same amount of time as a big double Toro or a Toro or something. But this is one of the ways that you can really start to determine, because you may smoke a cigar but forget some of the notes that you picked up, or not really understand the differences in the complexity of the cigars until you smoke them AB.
AB, yeah, you're
Yeah.
exactly right. Because then you go, oh, I like that from this, I don't like that from that. You start whittling down. And Joe, you say exactly right. You find that within the Lancero of the Wise Man, the flavors are completely different in the Lancero versus when you go to the full size. Tony Hogan in the house with Crux.
Tony Hogan, I think our friend Rodney is in the house. You
Rodney's-
guys, you shot some badass photos.
Yeah,
with
we've
him
got
the
some
other
photos,
day.
videos coming out.
We've got some exciting stuff coming up with
Let's-
Someone Say Whiskey.
Let's talk about what's exciting that just happened yesterday, just dropped yesterday. This is, you doing the boiling ball punch? Yeah, I'll do a bowling ball punch. I'm down. Whatever the
Bowling
hell
ball
that means.
punch, I
I'm
know.
in. You count me in. You said bowling and
Yeah.
punch, and you know.
Pretty
I'm in.
sure that they're asking me to hit you online.
I'm pretty sure you're going to get it back. So, here on Saturday at the shop, for those
Quarantine.
of you coming in, quarantine edition.
Quarantine
I'm
edition.
very proud to announce again the launching of our e-commerce site, industrialcigars.co. There, you can stay at home.
Stay at home.
You can buy the cigars that are from us versus just going to some online retailer
Right.
that has the same bullshit as everything else, and quite honestly, factory rejects, which is often what happens, which we saw firsthand. What you can have are cigars that are sitting in our humidor in 70 and 70. You can get some of the best brands that are even available.
And the thing is and you even look at like what Jeff Bolton wrote about in Smoke Shop Magazine. If you're serious about cigars, you want to have cigars that have been tested by the four of us. If it's on our floor, it's good.
It's good.
If it's not on our floor, there's a reason.
And I think it's important to say it might not match your exact palate,
Right.
But there's no doubt, even if it doesn't match your palate, it's still a very solid
But a
cigar.
lot of people see Principal, they see Crux, they're seeing Atabey, they're seeing Byron. They're seeing those cigars on social media, and you always see underneath it, where do you get those? Well, we've got them. And let me just step aside as a consumer, as somebody that understands what it takes in order to get
We'll make sure you're taken care of there.
to get just an e-commerce store, let alone one of the best looking e-commerce stores you've ever seen in the cigar space, maybe the best looking. The fact that you guys started it on Tuesday
Yeah, we launched.
and launched it yesterday speaks to what Go Local Group, my son's company, along with Gabe and Busy, what those guys accomplished in 3 days with photography and everything. It just
Thank you for saying
it
that,
is
Joe.
a absolute miracle.
It's cool. It's really cool. I mean, it's necessity is the mother of all invention, and I think it's straight on point with that. For those of you who are on Cigars and Guns, and everyone watching right now, since Cigars and Guns is just absolute family to us, we have the coupon code Cigars and Guns 15. We'll get everyone who goes to industrialcigars.co, puts in an order, that's 15% off. What you're also going to see on there, I kind of like this.
Well, you just told them the coupon code, but we have Tales of the Lounge. We have 6 other things.
But if you're watching,
what if they use it?
then use it.
Okay, so
Then-
they don't have to
then he's
be
getting
on
credit
Cigars and
for it.
Guns, although
No.
they should be on Cigars and
If
Guns.
you don't follow Cigars and Guns, you should. And with that, if you go on there, you're going to see a couple of different things. One, you'll see fantastic top brands and products: Atabey's, Byron's, Crux, Bandolero. You have Principal. All of your favorites here are on there. But you'll also find some aged brand selections, some cigars that have been in the humidor for a while.
Yep.
Those are going to be 19% off, just straight out.
COVID-19,
COVID-19
Yeah.
collection. It is 19% off.
but does not have the virus.
We're pretty sure it's going to taste like Lysol because we're going to spray every cigar.
Right,
but importantly,
it's a clean, crisp
it's 19%
mindset.
that will show in the cart. So once you go through that age selection, check it out.
Yes. Man, there's a ton of people that are on here right now.
I've got to say thank you.
Thanks,
thank you
coronavirus, for making it so that people can stay home and watch us on Saturday
I was going to
morning.
thank the people for taking their time, and
Well, what else are they going to do? They have watched every show on Netflix.
they hate their children.
They hate their children.
Have you seen that?
Oh
have
my
you seen
God.
have you seen the meme? You have two options because you have coronavirus. Option A, be with your wife and kid, or option B,
Die.
he just went B. Oh shit!
Yesterday, I got to tell this story. Yesterday, this guy came in. He opens up the door, and he goes, and he's like, "So you guys are open?" "Yeah, of course we're open." He goes, "Man, I love my kids." And he proceeds to go into this whole story. It's 2 PM. He goes, "I love my kids, I really do. I just, but god damn, I got to get away." So about 5 o'clock, I walked out here and I go, "So when are you going to go back to your kids?" He goes, "I think I'm just going to have one more."
3 hours.
3 hours later. Yeah. But I mean, it was so
shit.
funny. I mean, he opens the door with the apology.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are asking, "Are you open?"
And
the
they're
answer-
also asking where are the black and miles on the site. Kevin
Oh,
Hand,
they're right next
They're
to-
right next
yeah,
to
that-
this icon.
They're next to that and the
And the Kuba Sean Rats.
yeah. But he smokes those.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it was like a joke. He
No.
knows what he gave me a cigar that was infused. I'm not shitting you. Infused with jalapeno.
You gave it to me, fucker.
Oh, I did give it to you. I did give it to you.
Well, he's Mexican.
Yeah.
They love jalapenos.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh,
Oh,
Queen
here
Bee's
comes
gonna
Queen
come
Bee's coming
so
in,
heads
and
up, she's gonna ruin this shot for a second. So
Yeah,
you
just-
know, as quality
guys
as
know
this
how it is.
content is.
This is quality.
So what else is also on that site are these.
The CRS.
What are these?
The CRS is our version of the MRE. Those of you with the military background understand that that stands for Meals Ready to Eat. And there's several gentlemen in here that have had their fair share of MREs and would much rather have one of our CRSs.
This is
now,
a
CRS
really
stands
solid
for Cigars Ready to Smoke, or in my case, can't remember shit.
Yes. both
So
of those.
we have created a 3-day, 5-day, and 10-day
Punisher, baby. That's
quarantine pack that is 5 cigars, 10 cigars, and 20 cigars.
Correct.
We have picked out an assortment of high-quality cigars that are going to be mild, medium, and full.
And
now,
here's
this
an
is
example.
that's a mild
This is
pack.
a mild
Let's show them
pack.
an example of
But
a mild pack.
Let's just be real. These are some fantastic cigars
Really
that
good
are going in.
cigars.
This is a Cavalier white label, no Ligero, sensational flavor, outstanding cigar. Crux Epicure, you kidding me?
What?
Saturday? Come on.
Stop it.
Yeah, this will make me want to get the virus to stay in longer. La Galera, Connecticut.
Best-selling Connecticut we've ever had.
Yep.
We threw out 2 major lines.
And if you
because
want
of
some
that.
extra time, this is a Southern Draw Ignite, Connecticut. It's a Churchill.
Yeah, and you enjoy that with a bottle of bourbon that has a handle on it.
Yeah,
'Cause that is a long.
It's a long ass cigar, and then Fratello Red Label Original.
That's the box press torpedo. Beautiful cigar.
It is definitely.
It's
more
going to
towards
push you
that
on the
medium.
upper end towards the medium, but it's time for you to actually start walking towards that next
and,
line.
and as will the.
But
the
all of
Epicure.
these assortments have product like Regis, Crux, Cavalier, and some of the stuff that's really highly sought after, but it's just not really available.
It won't change it up, and that's kind of the beauty of smoking things you haven't smoked before. But if you see, some of these cigar subscription sites, you'll pay for 5 cigars a month, but about 3 of them are worth smoking.
Yeah.
And the other ones are just trying to move for somebody else. These are actually 5 solid cigars that you're going to smoke. Every one is going to be curated.
There's no doubt about it.
So it's important.
Our good friend and family member here, Jeremy Armstrong, wants to know if we'll deliver a 5-pack of Crux and a Glock 35.
Yeah, I don't
know
have
that
a
we
Glock
can
35.
deliver the Glocks, but might have something in my trunk. I don't know. I don't know. Come on back here.
We're about to take that thing on.
We're going to
launch
take it
control.
out for a ride.
So we have the CRS on the e-commerce system again. That
What's
is
up, Rodney?
industrialcigars.co. If you go on there, Cigars and Guns 15, that is going to be the coupon code for the day. It's really going to be a cool thing. Rodney, heard there's a statewide shutdown tomorrow. Going to try to make it up today. Please make it up today if you can. If not, industrialcigars.co. If you're within 10 miles of the shop, we will deliver. Every day, and I said this yesterday, but every day at 4 o'clock, we're going to have a delivery slot. And as it's needed, a noon and a 7 p.m. We can't quite kind of Uber Eats it where we can go right at and bring it with the next in the next 5 minutes. However, every day we'll make sure to get it
Most
out
people
there.
have waited their entire life to have somebody deliver cigars to their house. They can wait a couple extra hours, but we are doing it.
We're doing it, and it's something we've wanted to do, and something that I think we're going to institute for a long-term solution. And I'm so proud of our team and what we've been able to accomplish together.
There's
Phil Kaufman in the
there
house.
is always we live in a half glass full environment around here, and we have looked for the positives that come out of this. And what has come out of this is one of our customers walked up to me last night, pulled me aside, and he said, "This is the only place of normalcy in the city of Frisco, in the city of Dallas right now." So he appreciated that. We're doing everything we can. It has been a moving target, obviously, of what's happening. Governor Abbott has changed directions now, apparently 3 times in the last 24 hours.
But it's okay, because at the end of it, we have to trust that they're working with doctors to give us a good direction. And look, I've got to be honest, it is a challenge that we're in. If the city says one thing with one direction, we want to respect everyone's health, safety, and it's a weird place as a business owner, because do you close down even though you don't need to, or do you stay open? Because look, the landlord still knocks on the door every month for his
the rent's still due every month.
Every-
I got people that will be paid whether we generate a dollar or not, but we didn't get into the business to lose money. But we are not the only one. These restaurants across the tollway are shuttered, and it
when
is
when they do tell you to shut down, they don't also follow that up with, here's how we're going to help you, here's how we're going to help supplement, make sure you stay in business.
No.
It is a challenge right now, but I'm really enjoying.
But I think if they do in fact shut down necessary service or everything but necessary services, I would get a good attorney to argue that this is a necessary service, but we'll probably lose. But
Might be worth fighting
cigars are available. We are actually adhering to the gathering situation.
Yep.
We've taken any of our seating out that has clustered people close. We've spread everybody apart. We normally, like Chris is not here right now, but we normally don't let him sit real close to people anyway.
Yeah.
So
it's mainly for an odor deal, but
it is.
He's
but
not in the room, so he doesn't.
No, it's not. But
Okay.
but he has he brought a big shot.
Okay,
today.
so let's talk about somebody's gun today. What
What you packing?
you call that a gun?
It's say hello to my little friend.
East gun time.
East gun time.
Make a cocking noise.
No, he can make the cocking noise.
East gun time. Okay.
Okay, here, envision somebody walks in your back door and it's real dark and they hear this coming from the hallway.
Yeah, so
Let's give them a
guys,
little demo
today's-
of the-
Adrian from Cigars and Guns. So what we packing today? This is Chris Pennington's Remington 870. You know, in today's time and what's going on right now in the world, this is what you need to have right now. And I'll tell you for one reason, and one reason only.
Yep.
That sound right there.
The next sound you
Yeah.
will hear is the people breaking into your house running the other direction.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
that is a magical sound, and I would say that will deter anybody from stealing your toilet paper.
I think so. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all the people hoarding toilet paper right now, us in the gun industry are not hoarding, but we have ammo because we're going to go to your house and take that toilet
Yeah.
paper.
Yep. That's right.
There was a house, 10,000 square foot house, beautiful house, $4 million house.
Burned down.
No.
Toilet paper?
Kids toilet papered it. It sold on Zillow, $11 million.
So anybody that wants to TP my house, feel free.
Feel free.
I'm at 106 Highland Circle because we're out of toilet paper. So please, somebody's
I saw somebody post
sucker son come TPR.
Somebody posted, "Our tortillas flushable." I'm asking for a friend.
That wasn't me, by the way.
That wasn't.
No, that would have been racist.
So everyone at Cigars and Guns.
Yeah, what you packet is I'm waiting for like the howitzer to come rolling in.
Dave Wagner, where are you? We need your.
Come on, Wagner,
we
we
know
need a
you've got a
machine gun
saw.
up here.
We know you've got a saw. We know you have that stuff. So, okay, so
The sound speaks every language.
it does. You're exactly right.
Yes.
So a couple events that I want to just touch on here that we are going to go ahead and postpone. The April
Unfortunately.
19th, Smart Men, which is Frisco Arts. That was April 19th. That's going to be May 14th. And then
and back up the Regis.
And then the Regis, which is it was 3/28. We are going to postpone that until a date where Akil can be here. So keep your eyes open.
Yeah, that's I don't know that I can wait to hold those limited edition orchards. There's only 30 boxes of 2 sizes that have been shipped to the United States. We have them all. It's I think they're evaporating or something's happening with the humidity, but now we have like
You're
27.
smoking them.
Well, they're good. In fact, they're really, 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 really good. And I dare anybody that is smoking a Cuban cigar today, smoke that orchard, and then you might as well just send all those other beetle-infested things off to the garbage.
Yeah, it's.
What are some other great Coronas while we're talking about Corona?
Oh, beautiful. Let's talk Regis Corona at that. This is a Regis Black Label Corona. Nicaraguan cigar. This is a Nicaraguan Puro, but if you're talking
by Plasencia.
if you're talking Cuban-esque, this is the way to do it. Very well balanced. It brings in this earthiness, but also this sweet, beautiful, light
Beautiful
smoke.
cigar. It's the best-selling non-Cuban in the UK.
And it is smooth from the light to the end. Usually on that light, you get a little pepper. With the
No,
Black Label, even with the half Corona, the real tiny cigar, you would think you'd get a lot of pepper on the light. Nothing. Just dead smooth all the way through. Beautiful, beautiful cigar.
There is one piece of
You can get
future
that on
wear.
the
There's
e-com.
one piece of future wear that's coming out that our friend Pablo was here, the owner, co-owner of Patoro Cigars, which is one of our absolute favorites. Again, now that we have e-commerce, you can actually open your humidor up to some of these new cigars that we talk about all the time.
Yep.
The Patoro Black Label Platino is spectacular, and Pablo gave us the new Corona Gordo that's coming out.
I've noticed that might have evaporated because I also have not seen that cigar pop.
No, I had one, and I was nice enough to give it to our friend Doug Heisler, and I now question that decision because I really wanted to smoke that cigar. I struggled with it, but
So this
Friends.
is the Regis line that is available on the e-commerce industrialcigars.co, as well as this beautiful La Galera, Connecticut. Now this is a Corona Gorda version called the Pegador, and this is, if you want an easy cigar that you can smoke if it's your 1,000th cigar, or one that you can just hand to friends when they come over, this is a great way to go.
That's a great way to put it. And when you're on the website and you see the pricing on La Galera, it's not a mistake.
Yeah.
But we actually have to tell people, don't let the price fool you, because we all know if it's too good to be true, it probably is. The simple fact of the matter is, this cigar they have very little overhead. Hochi Blanco in the Dominican is probably the largest farmer in the Dominican. He makes spectacular tobacco. That cigar, this is one that you can give your friends. It has probably the widest blanket of more advanced smokers, of beginner smokers.
JP.
But that cigar is absolutely spectacular.
JP with the fact of the day. Smoke is just toasted air.
That makes perfect sense to JP.
It makes sense to JP.
Yeah. A lot of things make sense to JP and nobody else.
I love JP.
I do too.
He's a good dude.
He is.
Okay, so those are some cigars. I do want to talk about this, and we'll post up a link to it if Adrian would mind helping us with that. This is the Gran Habano, new to the humidor. I'm talking a day new to the humidor.
Yeah, yesterday.
This is blue in green.
Yes.
This is a cigar that is now Jalen Smith of the Cowboys, his go-to.
We gave him one last week on the golf course. Loved it. It is Connecticut. It is Nicaraguan filler and binder. It is all of them are sub $10, and it is really, really good.
This is another one. This is another one of those lines where, I read a review not long ago. It said, our cigars are too expensive. We don't have any cigars that are under $10. I'll tell you what.
Bullshit.
Yeah, basically all of these are. This comes in for members at about $8.50, just over that. The
Yeah.
cigars in that $8 to $12 range right now are killing. I mean, the Cruxes of the world, the Principles. Gran Habano, I think, is going to do well.
Here's a perfect example where we tried everything in the line, and they have a great line of product. Don't get us wrong, but the Black Dahlia and the blue and green were the two that made the cut. So the rest of them were not unanimous. They may have been 3-1, but there was something that it didn't pass the muster from one of us. So
Vancouver in the house. Vancouver. Coming up all the way. Where's that?
There's one in Canada.
Beautiful. I think
Yeah.
that's the one we're talking about.
Good day, mate.
Jesus Christ.
Every
Every
country.
country. Every country, right? Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
How's it going up there?
Up there.
Up there about
there.
noon.
Get-
What you
get
got
me a
going up
bag of
there
maple
about?
syrup.
Hey, we got to go up
I'm
there and catch
sorry.
some walleyes.
I'm sorry. We just lost him.
We're gonna catch
we
some
lost him.
walleyes
He's
and have
out.
some cheese curds.
That's the most
It is.
racist. Yeah, we've gone over
It's not
tortillas
racist.
as toilet paper and maple syrup. So,
We're an equal opportunity offender.
yeah, I think that's important.
Yeah.
It's important.
Yeah. Feel free to make fun of us.
Please do.
Yes.
Please do. Especially him.
Jim Stanko is watching. We love Jim. He's
What's
normally
everyone?
here.
I hope there are people that are also smoking cigars with us this morning. Who
Yeah,
else
what
is
you
smoking?
smoking? Hey, where's my Distretto coffee? Which Distretto are we smoking today?
Where
Was that
Rose-
the Mexican?
It's Mexican Nicaraguan blend.
Nicaraguan blend.
Yep. And those of you who are just kind of joining in, this is Saturday at the shop. This is Pops. This is Brandon. We get
And
together.
this is Distretto coffee, and they roast coffee for us every day, and it is.
when we
God, it's
expand this
good.
place, can we just make a? We should just have it like this all the time. I like the seated version. Feels like a fireside chat with
It does feel-
unimportant shit we're talking about.
If he could, where's Chris?
Chris is in.
This is weird because I looked. Oh, we're on a delay.
Padron. Oh, Damaso. JP smoking a Damaso. That's a
You
that's
know
a
what?
good Saturday morning.
Padron
snack.
is known for, they have a great natural cigar and they have a great Maduro. We won't tell you where their Maduro wrapper comes from, even though they claim it's from there. But they make this Damaso, which is a Connecticut version of the regular Padron.
Johnny Walker.
Priced a little bit lighter.
I like this.
What's that?
He's okay. So, all right. So I'm gonna throw out a suggestion. I can appreciate somebody that's smoking a cigar and drinking Johnny Walker Red this morning. You're smoking a Perdomo 10th anniversary. Here's what I would recommend.
Hey, man.
If that's something that you like, go to industrialcigars.co and try a couple of these cigars. One of which is the Regis. The other one.
And
is
if you
this-
have a Johnny Walker Blue,
yeah, you're gonna notice.
you'll
that's the
notice that
exact color.
font is identical.
Yeah.
Absolutely identical.
So-
but this is the new blue and green.
So go in and try those, and then since you're Cigars and Guns, check out at the checkout. Use coupon code Cigars and Guns 15. You'll get 15% off of it. Those will blow your mind if that's where you want to be. But
Yep.
give it a shot. Perdomo has a great name in the cigar industry. Unfortunately for them, the quality of the boutique cigars and the craft cigars are just far surpassing those of the bigger brands right now.
And that's a lot of the cigars that we're talking about. For them, a run of 1,000 cigars is normal. Darren oftentimes with Principal Cigars will just make 1,000 cigars.
Yeah, Paulina,
The Brendil that we had most recently is absolutely spectacular. We made 1,000 of them. Guys like Perdomo and Rocky and those guys, they would never mess with a small production run like that. So a lot of times what you're doing is you're getting tobacco that they can get in mass, and you're going to get more of what I would call a mass marketed cigar that's not going to have the same complexity in it as you would with some really small, hand-picked, really well-aged tobacco.
And Edgar spoke about that when he talked about his blending. As he goes to what tobacco is available, what tobacco can we produce for what quantity? Because once we get past a certain number of 1,000 boxers or whatever it may be, we have to start sacrificing a little bit of the exotic tobacco availability. So yeah, check out those little deals. And apologize here, Regis Blue Label. Check them out. Yes.
Yeah, Regis
Blue Label
makes a red, white, and blue. The red was in Cigar Aficionado's top 25. The blue is actually has Mexican San Andreas wrapper, but he made the red, white, and blue for the American market. And the perception of a lot of companies is if it's going to be distributed in America, it's got to have punch. It's got to have some significant legs. And the fact is we all kind of have a tendency to migrate back to medium, not uber super aggressive. So from our standpoint, the red, white, and blue do fantastic. The white's probably the most mild. The red is very peppery. If you like black pepper, white pepper, that's the cigar for you. And the blue is really beautiful. And I'm a huge fan of Mexican San Andreas.
So Tony's smoking CAOP Lone. I'm telling you, it's so cool seeing these coming in. I'm glad you guys are coming in, smoking cigars in the morning, spending your time with us. We truly appreciate that. Check out the e-com because
Steve said the BC, and a lot of people that falls on deaf ears because they don't know what the BC is. But what the BC is?
No.
What?
British Columbia, Vancouver.
Oh, that's what that is?
Yeah, but go ahead and talk about the BC cigar because that's goddamn good.
Since you're in British Columbia, you should get the BC, which is actually very, very rare cigar. It's Tatuaje. It's a small cigar. It's not much bigger than what I've got left in this particular cigar. It's about a 4x46 ring gauge. But last year, Pete Johnson came out with a cigar called the Little Hassle, and they came in a little 10-pack of aluminum foil with a picture of him as a kid. I'm sure that was the Little Hassle part of it.
Yep.
And that cigar has now come out in a Tat Black, which is, we have the Tat Black Corona Gordo. Treat yourself to that. But it's a smaller version of that, and it's called the BC or British Columbia. Or
British Columbia.
You have to be in British Columbia to smoke it. But that cigar, they're only a few bucks, but just packs a absolute punch in a small package.
I want to ask a question for those who are in the house still and hanging with us. Thank you. But we're going through our final stages. We have 6 house cigar blends that we're working with right now, and we're trying to identify One, we have the original house cigar pyramid that's in production. It might have gone through production and now in aging. So don't worry, that is coming back. But we're also on House Stick 2. And I do want to get your thought process of what's important to you in a cigar, and if you were going to have something that's a house stick. We have some different
and
angles,
maybe
but-
we can guide that just a little bit, because we look at cigars from a complexity standpoint. Complexity meaning as you smoke the cigar, it's going to change notes throughout versus a cigar that we would call a one-note wonder. It may be good, but it's the same thing all the way through the same through the entire cigar. So there's complexity. There's also there's really that strength.
in the body.
The body. So would you consider it mild, medium plus, medium light, heading towards full? We've noticed that there's guys that come in and say they're full smokers, but then they'll try like a Principal Cochin Vallon, which is a perfect medium.
Yeah,
I've
that
rated
is
cigars
Goldilocks.
1 to 10, and it's number 5.
Yeah.
Just perfect. And they find that they don't want to hammer the palate all day, so they'll go with something a click down that still gives them a lot of complexity. So I'm personally, and I'll ask you this question, but personally, I enjoy complexity, but not super strength. And I'm not a real fan of pepper, because pepper has a tendency to cover some of the other flavors
Yeah.
that I like to get out of a cigar: woodsy, leathery,
Anthony in the
oaky,
house
things
did
like
one
that.
of
So what are some of the things that
So what
you
we're
look
using,
for?
so importantly, what we're using right now in our blends sit with an Ecuadorian Corojo wrapper, which is the same thing as is on the Aviators, Principal Aviators. So those who like Principal will be happy to understand that. We have a Katui binder, which
Mm-hmm.
has got this really pinpointed flavor to it, where it's very, I think the best way is effervescent. It's very alive on your palate,
Right.
but it's very clean when you exhale it.
I've
We're
had guys
trying to work
describe,
through-
they'll describe it as bright.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And citrus, you can say many different things. We're working within the fillers now of identifying: do we want strength? Do we want something that's smooth and easy all the way through? JP says make one that has balls. Now,
I don't know how you
we're-
package those,
Yeah, that's a good point.
you know,
Oh,
because
we chop it
sometimes
up.
you gotta put them in a tray, make room for the balls.
Sizing is really weird.
Yeah.
But with that, we're trying to figure out, are we to that point where we want to have something that is stronger? Because our current house stick is kind of medium.
It's medium.
It's medium, and it's smooth on the draw, but it's got a little bit of life to it on the retrohale. But with this, we want to know, what do you want out of the next house stick? What we wanted to do is take that oily and that little bit of bite that the original house had, and just round it out, make it smooth and tasty. So
Right.
it works with a bourbon. It would go perfect with a Blanton's or a Woodford or something along
Right.
those lines.
And that's the other thing, and this is a tip of the day too. But a lot of guys that are in this quarantine are going to be smoking cigars outside. So if you're going to buy a CRS pack, for example, and you think you're going to be in the mild package, buy the medium, because about 50% of what we get when it comes to smoking the cigar is from the smell and from the aroma that we get to enjoy while we're here in the shop. But that blows away down the street when you're smoking outside. So you want to impact your palate a little bit stronger, so that you make more of an impact, get more out of the cigar. So tip of the day too, smoke something just a tad stronger when you're outside. And that also goes for when you're playing on the golf course, things like that. Typically, you'll also find a stronger cigar will have a little bit slower combustion rate. So on a golf course, you can go out and hit a shot and come back, and the cigar's still lit.
Still lit. That's important.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cigars that transition as you smoke, that is important for us too. Is can it change? Can it be a different cigar at the end and a better cigar at the end than it was at the beginning?
Yep.
So
And the guy that asked that pointed that out is our friend Oliver, who brings us Atabey and Byron, and the Bandolero, which are some of the most complex cigars that you will ever smoke.
Just unbelievable.
And while you're home and you want to do yourself a favor, they're also available online. Just get an Atabey or a Byron. I even say, if it hurts your wallet just a little bit, because they're in the $25 to $35 range, but find out what good tastes like.
Oh, that's not
and
good.
then
That
you can,
is
just
phenomenal.
find out. To me, the best. But find out what that tastes like, and then you can make adjustments from there. But a lot of guys are on a multi-year mission, buying $6, $7, $8, $9 cigars on this mission to find out what good is. But until you have it, you just don't have a point of reference.
I couldn't agree more. I can't tell you the number of Rocky Edges that I smoked and a number of other cigars that I just didn't want to make that jump into that $15 to $25 cigar range because I didn't know if my palate was there yet.
Yeah.
But had I done that, I could have trained my palate to go, oh, okay, this is what I'm searching for. This is it. Okay, now what can I find for that daily smoke that hits these points?
And there may be cigars that you may find that scratch that itch. I think that when you look at particularly the Bandolero is the entry level line for the Atabase and Byrons. A lot of the similar tobacco, to me, more citrusy or floral. But the cigar is just absolutely spectacular. But it's about half the price. It's still 3 and 4 year old aged tobacco, which a lot of companies are out bragging about aged 3 years. That's like the minimum of their entry level stuff.
That's how long this ages before it's good to go at $8.
Yeah, so I think that you could try a Bandolero and go, you know what, that Atabey is great, the Byron is great, but I could afford to smoke a couple of these a day and accomplish the same thing.
Distretto Coffee Roasters in the house right now. Nicole is in, she's up front, but give them a follow if you don't. But Joe, good point. The Petoro XO, you can also buy this on our e-com. So that makes 3 places you can buy this cigar on this planet Earth, which is the Petoro Lounge in Olten, Switzerland. You're not going to get over there for
and you can't get in the place anyway.
2, in our humidor in the vault.
Right.
Or 3 at industrialcigars.co. You can go in and purchase this cigar. It is on that same level of absolutely next level.
There is, that's rare air where the Byrons and Atabays are at. The Petoro XO sits there. It's one of my top 5 favorite cigars I've ever smoked ever.
Yeah.
The other 3 are Byrons and Atabays. Then there's a Partagas that's
okay. Robert, I'll let you know. I'll have Nicole bring you home a Guild Corona. It's a sensational smoke. So with that, I do want to just kind of run from the top here. We have events that are somewhat on the whole. We're going through a little bit of a dark age here. We are open. If we do decide that we are going to close, we'll make sure to put it up on
just
all
watch
of
us
our
on Facebook, Instagram.
Industrialcigars.co is live. That is our e-commerce
So
system.
we're always open.
And we are always open. If you're within 10 miles of the lounge, every day at 4, we're going to start doing deliveries locally. If the need is there, we'll also do a noon and a 7 p.m. So we appreciate your support there by sharing it. We appreciate it. It's going to help us.
This is not cigar related, but I know my nephew Austin is watching. Austin has been here on spring break and spent the last 3 days putting my new sound system in my Monte Carlo, my 1970 Monte Carlo. So thank you for that, and I appreciate it. You did a fantastic job, and we will be thumping soon.
So we'll be in. Feel free to come in and join us. Please, when you come in, there are a couple things. Please don't rearrange the furniture, as it is thoughtfully put together to make
buy
sure
the cigars
safe.
that you touch.
If you touch a cigar, please buy it. And look, if somebody wants an elbow, we'll give it an elbow. If they want a foot tap, they'll do a foot tap. Sorry, Robert, she's leaving. I didn't get to talk.
Yeah, we didn't get to text her. Text her. Save yourself.
Yes. So all members use member15 as a discount code. You will get your member discount. So that's a good question, and we'll post that stuff up. But as we go through,
right now we're all dealing with this. It's very uncertain times. We're hearing stories that are so far apart that we're just not sure what to believe at this point.
We'll just shoot right down the middle of it.
We're just gonna we got to follow the lead of what our state officials tell us to do. But at this point, as of today, as of midnight last night, we had a change in what we had to do from a gathering perspective. But restaurants and bars have been closed. We're not either of those. But we are conscious of the gathering group, so we have expanded our seating and creating a comfortable environment. A reminder, ICC has hospital-grade ionizers in our system. The same thing that's used in hospitals to kill airborne germs has been pumped in here for the last 2.5 years because we use it to kill the aroma. So all part of our sound system. We just replaced, for our air purifiers, it's several $1,000s for us to change filters, which we did yesterday. And we were pumping 99.9% pure air back into the room. So we're doing everything that we can. We wipe down the handles on every point of contact in the shop.
We're taking
constantly.
it serious. We're taking it serious. So come in, join us, or go to industrialcigars.co. But please give a couple pages a follow. Cigars and Guns, give them a follow if you are not already. Tales from the Lounge, give them a follow.
And if you're a cigar lover and you know other cigar lovers, share the industrialcigars.co website link to them. Text, email, do it on our social media
I
page.
gotta take a piss,
But it's
man.
always
Can
open.
we finish this? Because I got to piss.
Jesus Lord, you're just.
What was that quote of the day, Frank?
What was
Oh,
that?
what was the quote of the day? So this we'll leave you with this. Chris made a great, a really good
Offensive.
discovery today.
Offensive.
And what was that?